And hello, everybody. It is Tom Chenault, and it's the Tom Chenault Show. A belated start in the show. We had a problem, and I'm not going to blame anybody except Mark Zuckerberg. Not only is he trying to completely steal all your data, all your contacts, everything, and completely have you be a hostage, he's also delaying the home-based business radio show because that's just the way he is. So this is pretty funny. We've got Louis Arriaza on the back end of this show. We've got Angel Fletcher on the front. Next week, we've got Tiffany Malat and Laura Harte. It will be a crazy good thing, but this is like the most hurtful thing you've ever heard anybody say in your life. I am sitting here in front of all my books, and Angel Fletcher says, Tom, that's an unbelievable collection. I think I would like to fly to Longmont and see your books. And I go, why is that? And she goes, well, I've got all kinds of books, but none are as old as your books, Tom, because you're so old. And I go, holy mackerel. So I just reach for the books, and I'm trying to peruse a couple of them here. Here's one. Let's see. Jesus and I, the first real network marketer, right there. We got him. She's right. That's where this whole thing started. He found 12. One of them actually jumped out of bed. So he built that entire dynasty with 11. And that's kind of how the whole thing started for me. Because if you start looking about his premises, what is it? Love like crazy, then love more. So going back to the very beginning, I'm going to own what she just said. I am a dinosaur. I didn't have a Bible in this place, so I asked somebody to do it. And he brought me a car. I don't have any idea what this is, except it's something spiritual. Might be upside down. He pulled that off his dash or something. He brought me a rosary. So, I don't know what all I asked for, but man, the guy brought me everything. That was really, really cool. And that's just John Nodzikowski from the studio audience. So today's show is going to be unbelievable. That's all I want to tell you. And I know that you had trouble getting on here, but it's going to be worth it. You do not want to miss it. Angel Fletcher is the queen. This woman has got a dream of being the first bona fide non-company owner, $10 million a year female in the network marketing business, year in, year out. Lots of people say that's their goal. Very few people have a plan to execute that goal. This woman has come from nowhere in a very short amount of time, and where she's going is going to blow your mind. But what I love about her is she is nothing special. She's just like Tom Chenault, just a doggone tough cookie, never accepted the word quit, had some unbelievable circumstance that got completely in her way, but it never stopped her. And so she decided to become an icon in the business. And then she says, you know what? I think I'm going to take the guy across the fence in my backyard and do the same thing with him because I can prove anybody can do this. So I'm taking one of my neighbors along too. Angel Fletcher, I don't know how to tell you how much I love you. And saying you're nothing special means that you're really special. I know you know that. How are you, my fabulous, fabulous woman?
Oh, Tom, I'm blessed and I'm grateful. Those are my two words that describe my entire existence. I'm blessed and I'm grateful. And I'm so honored that you guys asked me to come back and be with you.
Well, having you on here is so important. You're going to speak at the ANMP. You just completely owned the GoPro for women. You are committed to, and most women are always talking about how they're committed to women. You are completely committed to humans. And I love that. You don't distinguish between the two. Even at GoPro, you said, here I am a woman. I had a story and I fought through it. And there's no glass ceiling in network marketing. But that was about the only time you spoke directly to women and their situation. You are completely trying to change this planet, aren't you?
Yeah, I am one human at a time. I don't have to have them all. I just have to have the ones I can get.
But first of all, tell people about your past. How did this thing all start? Tell me about that a little bit. Let's go from there.
So, Tom, I can relate to you and your alcoholic stories and jokes and comments that you make because I was married to one for 20 years. And every single day in and day out, I went to bed at night praying that the next day I would be more important than his alcohol so that he would choose to, come home some days. And my daughter was very sick I decided, and I kept telling him, I love you, and I'm going to do this until I can't do it anymore. And one day, that day came. I couldn't do it anymore. And so that was a Tuesday. I woke up and just said, my daughter deserves more. I can't do this anymore. Went to work, gave my notice, 2-day notice. And on Thursday morning, he went to work and I left the state of Florida. And I drove my kids across country, all the way to Lewiston, Idaho, started life over with absolutely nothing. We had a suitcase each. That's all I could fit in my vehicle. And so we lived in a government apartment. This has only been 7 years ago. And literally shopped at Goodwill and the Salvation Army. You know, we bought a Monopoly game for a dime that we played on for almost a year. We had no beds. We slept on the floor. I bought blankets and pillows and sheets from Goodwill. And I have to tell you, it was one of the hardest times of my life, but one of the most rewarding, because finally we had found peace and joy. And I struggled to find a job a year later after my daughter was so sick. The doctors couldn't fix her. I went on a mommy search and decided to find something that could help her. I found an all-natural supplement and I said, what the heck? And literally, I didn't just find a supplement. I found network marketing. And for me, that was like being reborn again. It gave me purpose. It gave me a reason to fight the good fight every single day. And so that's only been about 6 years ago that I found network marketing. And I'm going to tell you, it has been one of the craziest rides. You know, everybody kept calling it a journey and nobody told me it was going to be a rocky journey, but I've been on this wild and crazy river of a journey that's in a raft. And I'm going to tell you, it's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. And now I want to share it with the world.
And that's what you're doing. I mean, you are committed that there is nobody left behind that wants to have a better life, that you can't help them. You've got systems in place. Your company was, I mean, you have like what percentage? I don't want to say your company was going nowhere till you came along. So I'm going to reverse engineer that. How much of your company's sales are underneath you?
More than 95%.
So 95%. So she walked in the door and she obviously wasn't the first one in the door. Everybody thinks they have to be first. But when she started, she hasn't stopped, everybody. And that's each and every one of you. How do you get to that place in your life where you have started and you never stopped? So tell me a story about that. So what do you do every day? And what's your complete 100% method of operation? You work all the time. You work every minute. What do you do?
Well, you know, Tom, when you say I got in, you know, I wasn't the first. I certainly wasn't the first. But I'll tell you, for me, I don't think it matters when you show up. I think it matters how you show up. And I think when you show up in the lives of the people that are trusting you, and you show up in your life, that's what made the difference for me. Is I just showed up. I was present, and I'm present every day. My daily method of operation, I have a spreadsheet, and actually I have several of them. And I talk to people and I interact in groups and I bring attention to myself. You know, lots of people are in Facebook groups. Lots of people. I just figured out how to connect with the admins of Facebook groups, and I love on them in there, and I become friends with them. And then if I slip up and we'll say something about, you know, an opportunity or a product, then I can go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But they like me. And so they forgive me easily with those kinds of things.
So you don't walk into those Facebook groups like a crazed network marketer. You go into Facebook groups, look for relatedness, become a part of it, and provide solutions. Is that kind of what your whole story is?
Yeah, it is. And I bring attention to myself. I compliment people. I comment on their posts. I answer questions. I interact with people in those groups. And just by human nature, when you're kind, to someone, they want that. They want more of that in their life. And so they connect with me. And before I know it, I end up with friend requests. I shared an example, last week I went into a female group, and they were entrepreneurs of all kinds, not just network marketers. And I literally went in and said, oh my gosh, I love doing business with other female entrepreneurs. You show me yours and I'll show you mine.
Holy mackerel. And then what happens?
Right.
So do you have to go through a whole pitch with them while they're pitching you on that, or how does that all work?
No, you know what happens? They send me friend requests, and then they'll send me their link, and I'll say, oh my goodness, I took a look at your page. That's phenomenal. I'm going to check out your products. And then they'll automatically, so whatever I say to you, you say back. Okay. So let's say I meet you on the street and I say, hey, Tom, how are you? You say, I'm great. How are you? That's how a conversation goes. So when you want them to ask you something, you simply ask them something. And so I just start digging, and I ask them the questions that I want them to ask me, so that it opens up the door for me to share what's going on in my life.
Wow. And it works right now. So you live in Facebook groups. You don't do much on your wall at all. You operate behind the curtain. You operate in Facebook Messenger. And here's the deal about her. She's so on the computer that her doorbell rings every morning at 8:05 a.m. And it's the lady from Starbucks delivering her coffee. So she doesn't even lose a step there. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. I have a standing order, and waiter brings me my coffee every morning at 8:05.
That is the greatest thing in the world. So going back so now you've got this great universe of relationships that you keep insane notes on. You said you've got over 174,000 contacts that you managed to keep some sort of note on, some sort of information on, people that have pumped through your pipeline, that if there's something that's compelling about those people, you make sure you notate it so you can comment on it later, right?
Well, I do. And you know what's important, Tom, is that I don't judge people, but I sort them. And I sort them based on the conversations that I have. So I have an entire group of people, contacts, that are sorted, that have said, I can't afford whatever it is. I can't afford it. Mm-hmm. And so it gives me a go-to place. If I have a special, or if I have a coupon, or if I want to do something, I want to have an incentive, it gives me the ability to go to those people and say, hey, I know that in the past you weren't able to afford it. However, saw this and thought of you. And they appreciate that. I'm like their message delivery system. If I've got something really good, I know exactly where to go. And so sorting those people makes my life a lot easier when you have that massive number of lists on a list.
Wow. I love that. And so pushing this forward, Angel, your goal at the end of the day, not only is to be the biggest woman pretty much in network marketing history, but why are you so let me do this. I'm going to take a fast break here. So what I'm going to do is we're kind of behind schedule when this thing's all goofed up. So I'm going to take a real quick break. I'm going to come back right after this. It's the Tom Chenault Show with the great Angel Fletcher, Louis Arriaza on the backside. Stick around. We'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, here's the break. Say hi to Angel Fletcher, their wonderful little
174,000 contact woman.
174,000 contacts in her phone, if you can believe that. And she is So this is Fraser Brooks' new book. I just got 100 of them in the mail, and This book rocks. And I just want you guys all to know that. If you haven't got it, go get it. I am, the generic speaker world, in my opinion, is real small. I don't love a bunch of generic speakers, because I just don't want to be stuck in a conversation where they come out of retirement later, go back into the field and rip my face off. And Fraser Brooks is on my list of good people. So with that said, there she goes. She's got hers too. And so anyway, Adrian, contact mapping.
Yeah. Hello.
How are you, son?
I'm great, Father.
What's going on, my son?
Not too much. So Angel, I'm always so inspired hearing your story. And it was fun getting to see you at the Most Powerful Women at Network Marketing last weekend, because every time I hear you speak, I get a little bit new perspective on where you are. and the love that you have used along the way. But I'd love to hear you talk about how, when you were starting from the very bottom and you were figuring this thing out before you had all the, today you are a well-oiled machine, the likes of which I've never seen. But no one starts out that way. And so I know you didn't either. How did you start off, and where did you see the inflection point at the very beginning for you?
So, Adrian, I didn't start off. Like I said, I had moved to a new place, 3,000 miles away, and I didn't know anyone. I kept to myself there. I was broken. I was broke, and I didn't have a lot of money to do anything. And so I literally went to the Dollar Tree, and I bought some of the Dollar Tree water bottles for $1. And I had our company at the time had samples. So I put a sample in that, and I put a little pen, and I put a little tape measure, and I built these toolkits. That's what I call them, is toolkits. And I went to beauty salons. I figured out I wanted to be able to get to the most concentrated number of women. And for me, that was beauty salons and nail salons. And so I'd literally walked in and I would say, hey, got something new. Everybody, and with us, it was weight loss at the time. Everybody loves to lose a little weight. I've got these toolkits. They cost $25, but you get 7 days worth of product to try for free. And that's literally what I started doing. And what I found out was they loved having the ability to just interact with me on a weekly basis. So I created a route. Just like people have a newspaper route, I had a beauty salon route. And I literally, before the year was over, I had like 178 beauty salons that I was going to with all the cities around me. And I just did that over and over and over and over until what happened was people started reaching out to me. I would leave samples and say, here, you sell these, I'll come back and collect what I pay for it. Yep. So I created this whole route, like a paper route. And awesome. Women started reaching out, and they started, and at that point, that's when I learned the importance of mapping out your contacts and following people, because I didn't know before that.
All right. That was an awesome story. Thank you. I ran us out of time on our break, so we're going to come back to you on that after the break.
And we're back. We've got the great Angel Fletcher with us for 5 more minutes. So whatever you do, you stick around and you pay attention, because this woman is a rock star. And so, Angel Fletcher, I know that you build your business online. I know you are incredible at it. I know your income is well in excess of $1 million a year. And your significant other who lives across the fence is also in that $1 million a year stratosphere. It shows me that you can show people how to build online, and it works, it sticks. Where do you see network marketing going? I mean, you have got such massive integrity. You and I were talking about a couple of criminals out there on the line that were stealing people's customers the other day. You've got such high expectations, such high standards. You're going to speak, and you're on the board of the ANMP. What's your vision here? What are you building this for? What's it going to look like? What's the end game in 5 years for Angel and Ryan?
Tom, I can tell you, one of the things that irritates me is everybody walks around and tries to point out why they're different.
Yeah.
Everybody. Oh, we're different. We're different. I have to tell people I'm different. I just be different. And part of that is by stepping up and having integrity. I'm probably one of the only people that from stage tells people, don't go to my Facebook, don't connect with me. I want you to build in your own company. And I think that by making those kinds of statements publicly and being an example, that the rest of the profession at some point is going to have no choice but to follow along.
Right.
And as far as Ryan and I are concerned, listen, we're just going to stay in our own lane. We do our own thing. We are, this year, our goal is to be $1 million givers. We're very big. We believe that when you give, things come back tenfold. And so for 2019, Ryan and I's goal is to give to charities $1 million. And that we're working really hard on that. And then from there, it's just serving people. I want other people. Whenever I started in this organization and started my team, I made the decision that I wanted people to not have to choose what they buy in the grocery store. That's just, I know that sounds so small, but when people live on food stamps and welfare, they have to choose. They have to decide between what they want and what they need and what their children want and what they need. And so I'm just going to keep doing that. We're just going to keep getting people to the point that they can actually choose what they want to buy in a grocery store and not be forced to buy something that they don't want.
There you go. And the integrity of the profession, I mean, income claims, product claims, all the stuff going on behind Facebook walls, wherever, is completely off limits. I mean, you have a standard of integrity around that is impeccable. And that's why you join the board of the ANMP, is to really raise the standard of integrity to a level never seen before. Is that kind of your stance on life in general?
Listen, 150%. Not only that, but Tom, I grow big fish. I don't have to steal fish from somebody else's pond. And it's time for us as professionals to have our behavior be that, so we don't have to go out there and tell people that we're professionals, that they see us as network marketing professionals. And I think that starts by getting your hands in and getting dirty and volunteering and serving the profession on the board of directors with the ANMP. And not only that, not everybody can be on the board, but show up. That's your association. Get your butt in there. Start interacting and collaborating with other people and making a difference. Be different for a change.
How important is it that people, I mean, it happens to me every day. These guys are heroes in their company. They call me on the phone and they say, I want to speak at the ANMP. And I say, you got to be a part of, and you got to get out there and get your name out there at GoPro, at the ANMP, at various generic events, in order to have people notice that you actually care about the entire profession. Isn't that the most important thing, in your opinion, that these people realize they're heroes in their own company? They've got this story that they're the only great network marketers out there. And then I go to these events and I realize I am a BB on a 4-lane highway, and I'm actually hanging around with the likes of an Angel Fletcher or a Larry and Taylor Thompson, or somebody that's got more talent in their toe than I'll ever have in my whole body. That's what I love about it. How about you?
I agree. And you know what else it for me is, you got to give to get.
Yep.
And it's the same exact thing with the ANMP. You can't just show up one day and say, I've arrived. You got to get in there, collaborate with us, have conversations, do these kinds of interviews. Let us get to know you so that we can lock arms with you and know that with confidence we're representing and we're proud to have you as a part of that and speak from that stage. Because I'm going to tell you, you guys have all done an amazing job with keeping the guard at the ANMP. And I'm very grateful for that.
And we're going to do better. And I'm going to tell you, Angel, I can't thank you enough for coming on this convoluted timeline show. I really don't believe that it was any fault other than Facebook changing their algorithms around a little bit, and Zoom had a little trouble connecting. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now, young lady, you are a rock star. I'll see you before you know it. I love you with all of my heart. Hug Ryan, keep making a difference, and we'll see you later.
Thank you. You guys have a great evening. Listen to this, and I'm going to listen into Dr. Louise and see what you guys have to say.
Oh, he's a beast. You're going to love him, and he's an amazing human being. We'll be right back. And we're back. Turn on Lewis's camera so we can have Louis Arriaza on here. We've got Adrian on here. We got Angel on here all through this break. Those of you that are watching the show and you don't understand what's happening now, this is during the radio portion of the show. This thing goes up to the ABC satellite via Genesis Communication Network. So they've got hard breaks. So that's why I have to take these breaks. But once the breaks happen, I can go to the sponsor of the show. This week, the sponsor of the show is the Ninja Networker. This week, the sponsor of the show is the ANMP. This week, the sponsor of the show is GoPro and Eric Worre. This week, the sponsor of the show is the one and only Adrian Chenault and Contact Mapping. How are you, Adrian?
It's great to be back, Tom.
Oh my God, it's good to see you, Adrian. I feel like I've known you all your life. That's my joke of the week. What's up?
Wonderful. It's wonderful. Nothing. What I love about plugging into things like the ANMP, what I love about plugging into Eric's events is you hear different perspectives around the how But across the board, the most successful people in our profession are the people who are the best at treating human beings like human beings, treating people like they matter, and building relationships, whether it's online, whether it's offline, wherever they go, they're just making people feel important. They're making people step into possibility in their lives. And that's the most important thing. And really the reason why we created contact mapping is to try to take that philosophy and distill it down into a tool that makes it easier for people to do that, and hopefully helps people that are really hungry and trying to get started the right way and are excited to have something that's going to keep them out of their own way a little bit at that very beginning, when maybe there's a little bit of ignorance on fire and they're just so excited to share, and to take them back to that place of connect with the human being heart to heart, and the product conversation or the opportunity conversation will take care of itself. And so, Angel, before we let you go, I just would love to have you talk just for a second about what's your number one piece of advice to somebody getting started on how to connect heart to heart?
How to connect heart to heart? Well, you're going to have to step up your game a little bit, because in our world, very few people know how to build or maintain a relationship. That's why we have the divorce rate and all the other junk that we have. And so literally, it's just talk to someone. If you can compliment them and get them to smile, that's your doorway. A smile to me means they've opened up their heart to you. And no matter what that looks like, if you're in a grocery store, it looks like completely different than if you're in a cab or an Uber or online. Just literally walk around and make people feel important enough so that they smile.
That's all that matters. Have you met Luis Arriaza? You guys are on the same screen. Say hi to Luis Arriaza, one of the best looking guys in the world. Hello, Luis. Is he unmuted?
He's muted. Yep.
Uh-oh.
All right. Hello, Luis.
Hi, how are you, Tom?
Well, I'm great, man. Good to see your face. You look so great. How do you like Angel Fletcher? Is she a rock star?
I'm excited.
You're going to be sharing the stage with her in Dallas. It will be unbelievable.
I see the show. I see Angel on Facebook, on social media. I'm one of the many followers, and I was her profile, reading the history, reading everything that she's done in our phenomenal profession. And myself, my wife, my kids, my entire organization, Angel, we're just very, very blessed that you are one of the foremost leaders, and you're really out there, like you said, just being very genuine and very, very extending your gratitude and showing people that it's possible. So thank you. From all of my organization, we want to thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you,
when you
Dr.
hear
Lee.
Lewis's story coming back after the break of where he's come in 7 short years, it's going to blow your mind. And all of you listening, the way that you do it, you don't have to sign up. Lewis has hundreds of thousands of people in his business. Angel's got more than that. But you don't have to sign all those people up. You just have to be a good general and learning how to take a culture and make it yours and lead that culture is the magic here. So we're going to come back right after this. We're going to the actual show here. So we're getting rid of Adrian. Adios, Adrian. Everybody be quiet for a second. All right, we're back. We've got, this is the Tom Chenault Show. What a day it is. And Angel Fletcher, I love with all my heart. She has been an inspiration. I've just never met anybody like that. And she builds businesses different than Luis Arriaza does. And that's why I thought it was a perfect day, because you're going to be able to pick your passion with these two different schools of thought. And he is an amazing, amazing guy. He is a family man first, and he's a man of God first and foremost. Then he's an unbelievable husband. Then he's an unbelievable dad. Then he's an unbelievable football coach for his 3 boys. And then he's a network marketer at the highest possible level. And you would think, when you hear in a second what happened, you're going to think that this guy, like, he came out of his mother's womb a network marketer and was successful day one. 7 years ago, this guy was splitting sandwiches with people in the back of a room down in Florida the first time I met him. And he looked everybody in the eye and said, this is the beginning. You need to remember my name. You need to remember who I am, because I am here and I'm here to stay and I'm here to win. And we heard those words, and truer words were never spoken. This guy is amazing. Louis Arriaza, how are you?
Tommy, thank you so much. This is so much fun. Like I said, I know this is the longest running multi-level marketing radio show in the history of network marketing. And people may not know, I don't know if I can say or not, but you're my mentor, you're my upline, you're the person I communicate with every single day. And I'm just very grateful for you, for Denise. I'm very grateful for all the things that you've done directly and indirectly, not just for me, but for hundreds of thousands of people, not millions of people. And sometimes you don't get the appreciation back enough. I really believe that, because you're an expert at making people feel good. And I say that is really that's a God-given gift, because not everyone can make people feel good. You make people all. That is just incredibly powerful. So thank you so much, Tommy.
Well, I love you. Marianne's gonna write you a side note. We're having a little trouble. They're gonna work on getting you produced up a little bit where we can hear you. But we didn't need to hear that anyway, everybody, because all he was doing was talking about me. And who cares about that? What the heck? I'm 100 years old. I should have done some good by now. But I am going to tell you one thing right now. When it comes to culture, when it comes to skills, when it comes to following Eric Worre to the nines, you talk about where he started, he goes all the way back to Dexter Yeager and Bill Britt. He goes all the way back to Bill Gould from Equinox. He's got a notebook this thick. He leads his organization with an unbelievable intensity toward loyalty, toward doing the same thing, duplication over and over and over again. And he's just like Angel Fletcher. He doesn't need to go steal somebody from somebody. That's not Louis Arriaza. All he needs to do is become unbelievably magic, because he's got the skills to do it. You are skill driven. You are culture driven. You are system driven, aren't you, Louis?
Young age in network marketing, I understood that in order to build a long-lasting organization in network marketing, it has to be more than an organization, it has to be more than a team, it has to be more than a family. And what is at the highest level is the culture. It's a group of people that believe in the same group, a group of people that value the same thing. And so for the last 18 years, what I focused on is building a culture in the industry of network marketing.
Doggone it, I can't hear him. And so Louis, I don't know what's going on. We're going to figure out what to do here. Maybe turning off his microphone, his camera was bandwidth helped. And can you hear me, Louis?
I can hear you.
Okay, so we're going to leave the camera. We're going to see if that changes your bandwidth a little bit to make sure that we can hear you, because what you're saying is so critically important. So you take your team from literal, birth in network marketing, and you live with them every inch of the way. You train your leaders, give people some idea of what you do as far as Monday through Friday, because it is extraordinary what you do, the intensity that you have to make sure that your team is all beaten to the same drum. Talk about that a little bit.
One aspect, let me know if you can hear me, Tom. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing that we do in our culture here in our company is that part of it is we treat it like a job. And just like somebody is going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, just like someone's going to punch in a card at 7 o'clock in the morning, just like someone has responsibilities that they have to fulfill throughout the day, we run part of, I understand entrepreneurs, but part of being an entrepreneur is doing certain things over and over and over until you master them. So our schedule, we all have a schedule. Our schedule is every Monday morning at 9:30, we show up for basic training. Every single Monday morning for the past 11.5 years, we have done basic training. Every Tuesday, everyone shows up, whether it's on social media or in front of me, for basic leadership. Every Wednesday, the higher ranks, they show up for advanced leadership. Every Friday, they people show up for what we call neuroplasticity. It's really understanding your thoughts, reprogramming your mind, restructuring your DNA. Now, in the morning, I'll do either 30, 60, or 90 days of 5 o'clock meditation. I don't know. I'm sure some of you have heard of Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma developed this.
Yeah. Okay. So Louis, you're still clicking out. So he was talking about Robin Sharma, but he was talking about what he does. I mean, this guy not only runs 7 miles a day, he gets up every morning. He leads a meditation for his entire team, which is crazy. So he's got all these people from all over the world that dial into his meditation. And then through the week, it is completely set up. So he is going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And he is, as it goes through the week, it's different levels of leadership. And by the time Friday comes, it's the team that is absolutely impossible to beat. And that's the way his culture is built. And I'm going to give you an example of what that means. Wednesday nights, his opportunity meeting that is fed all week long, all over Arizona, all over California. And he does this in Dallas, Texas. He does this in Mexico. He does this everywhere. But it all feeds to the weekly meeting. He'll have 500-600 people in a meeting on a Wednesday night. This Saturday, he's got a Super Saturday, and 2,400 tickets are already sold for that Super Saturday. This guy is the absolute epitome of pure old school and new school, Facebook, using everything, network marketing. I love him. Louis, can you hear me? We turned your camera off. Did that pretty much nail how you do it and what you do?
I can hear you loud and clear, Tommy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you perfectly. We just got your camera off. So that beautiful face will hold off.
Yeah, no, you nailed it, Tommy. So it's really following a schedule, right? It's following a schedule, sharing with people the system to accomplish their goals. Tony Robbins calls it the science of success. It's really teaching people the science, the philosophy and art of network marketing, how to become a professional network marketer, and doing this every day over and over and over and over, learning how to fall in love with the monotonous, learning how to fall in love with the basic training, when we say basic training, I'm talking about the core fundamentals of this amazing profession, teaching people how to connect, teaching people the psychology of a prospect, teaching people how to answer questions of prospects before the prospects asks them, showing people how to create vision, even sometimes if they're not even living their dream yet. So it is really a science, Tommy, and it is a science that is duplicatable. Now, when I say duplicatable, Tommy, I'm not referring to people like I'm trying to have them be me. No. The goal of a leader in network marketing is to unlock and to release other people's greatness. So yes, in the duplication, we are unlocking and releasing other people's greatness so then they can go and express their greatness. They can go and achieve their dreams. They can go and accomplish their goals following a system, a proven duplicatable system that has brought success, that has brought fulfillment, that has brought prosperity to thousands and thousands of people. And that is what we do every single day. And I firmly believe, and while we've been doing it for 18 years, I firmly believe and I see that when people connect with someone that knows exactly what they're doing and really are a good student, their coach, it's really, really hard for that individual to fail. They have to trust the process. They have to really control their emotions. But in the long run, it is very difficult for someone to quit or someone to bow out or someone to tap out if they're following somebody who is willing to teach, knows how to teach, and is sharing with them what they have done.
Can you imagine that, everybody? And let's talk about the demographic a little bit. The people that you're training are these aren't people walking in with $50,000 in the bank. They are people that are at this is the last house on the block. They are all in with all of everything they got, with their time, with their heart, with everything. And this means something to them. You aren't, I hear about it all the time. How does Louis Arriaza do it? Because you take people from the lowest possible spot in their life and turn them. Talk about a couple of your people living in their cars when you got them, and now they've got homes. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, Tommy, as a professional network marketer, our goal is to give the blind sight. Our goal is to empower the people that feel that they have lost. Our goal is to give people who are lost a map. Our goal is to give people the attitude and the thought that it's possible. Yes, we've had many people who were living in one room, not living in a home, not living in an apartment, but living in one room. We've had people that have showed up to training and they just slept in their car all night long, not one night, not 2 nights, but many nights, for some people, several weeks. I firmly believe, Tommy, and I was taught this many years ago, to stop judging. You know, in our culture, we have a phrase that says that when the promise is clear, the price is easy. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a everybody has a why. And my job is to help them to connect with that why. Once they have connected with that divine promise, then the price to accomplish that becomes incredibly easy. It doesn't matter if they don't have money. It doesn't matter if they don't have vehicles. Just today, as I pulled up to my basic leadership, I saw 2 Spartans getting off of the bus. And as we were walking in, I asked them, I said, is this what you do? They said, this is what we do every Monday and Tuesday. But they turned their trepidation, they turned their fear, they turned their limitation into possibility. So they're recruiting on the bus. They catch 2 buses on Tuesday morning to be there at 8:30. They get home at 8:30. They catch 2 buses from Los Angeles to go from Los Angeles to Glendora to be there on time, because what we do just to create value is, if we start at 8:30, at 8:31, we lock the doors of our training center and no one else comes in. And we have people knocking every single day. I only do it one time to them because I promise you they will not be late again. It may sound kind of harsh. It may sound like, what are we building? What we are building is we're building a culture of disciplined people. Most people are missing their dreams because of lack of discipline, and we cannot reward mediocrity.
All right, hold it. We got to take a break. We're coming back right after this with Luis Arriaza. This is unbelievable stuff. Stick around. And we're back. Holy mackerel.
You just try to stop a steam train.
I could not stop you, man. Luis, you are a beast. Good job.
Thank you, Tom.
So we're on break right now, so you can cuss, you can pick your nose, you can do whatever you want. So this is exciting. Turn his camera back on, even if we can't hear him. Contact mapping, giving the break. We decided to move Spanish to the top of the list.
Yeah, we are pumped about. So Dr. Luis, as he may have mentioned earlier on in the show, but the culture that he has created, both in English but especially in Spanish, is just phenomenal. And so when we started talking to him about contact mapping very early on, he got really excited about it, and he has been badgering us about Spanish. I can't make any promises on timeline, and you better not make any promises on
next Monday.
But man, we're fired up for it, and there are other huge leaders in network marketing that are fired up about contact mapping and want to take it not only in English but in Spanish to the whole world. And so we're excited about that, and we're working on making it happen.
Excellent.
So Marianne, turn your camera on and your microphone for a second. Can you turn your camera on and your microphone? Tell me when you're there. I guess I could see you when you come on. So anyway, are you there, Mayor? We probably interrupted her lunch. The reason I wanted her to come on, you guys, I'm not going to let her tell you who the name is, but you have no idea who is, okay, you're live. So who is coming on? The call I got today about contact mapping, on a scale of 1 to 10 on influence, where would you have that sit, Marianne? Did you talk? Oh, she didn't. We can't hear her. She doesn't have her microphone on or something. All right. Anyway, you guys, today on.
Can you hear me?
No.
Oh no.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, everybody, I am just telling you, if you're not using contact mapping, there has to be a reason for it. Tell these people how
Huge.
big. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, the most unbelievable call. You
Unbelievable.
can't imagine the call we got today.
Yeah.
Can you?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And what has happened in here, and I can't tell you who it is yet, but if these guys are figuring it out, if the Luis Arriazas of the world are figuring it out, big things happening with Fraser Brooks next week. I mean, you cannot believe what's going on, because they're smart enough to realize, A, that their Rolodex is the only last thing they really own. Facebook's got your contacts. Everybody's got your contacts. They don't have inside information you do, and everybody's trying to steal it from you. We're the only ones that are making your Rolodex truly yours, right?
That's exactly right. And you never know how that's going to show up in terms of where value is going to get created just on the basis of the way that you carry yourself and the way that you maintain relationships. And contact mapping does that for you.
You guys, we did terrible ads for contact mapping today because I was so excited about Angel and Lewis. I didn't even give them a chance. Contactmapping.com.
Gotta go.
And we're back. Got Lewis Arriaza here. You guys, if there's ever a guy, and turn off his camera again, take one last look at him, everybody. Turn off his camera again because I want to make sure we get his voice. Lewis, where are you going? I mean, you talk about all these icons of network marketing to me all the time, about Jim Rohn, about Zig Ziglar, about Holton Buggs, about Bill Britt, about all these guys. And your commitment is you want to be the biggest and the best. And they turned off my camera instead of Lewis's, which I don't think is going to do much good, but that's pretty funny. But anyway, Lewis, tell me what you think. I mean, where are you headed with your business? What do you think the future of network marketing is for you, my friend?
Well, I think that the future of our industry, the future of our profession is headed in the right direction. I believe more and more people are beginning to truly understand the possibilities or limitations they have in corporate America. I believe that more people are beginning to really value their liberty and their time freedom. I believe that more people are giving more priority to their family and their friends and creating memories. And the only platform that I know of, the only platform that I believe in is network marketing. Because in network marketing, anybody, just regardless of your background, regardless of your religion, your ethnicity, regardless of your level of income, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter where you come from. Anybody can rise to the top in this industry, and it doesn't take 30, 40 years. It doesn't take 20 years. If you're a great student and you truly are passionate about what you do, I mean, you're truly sincere, you truly believe in this, I mean, it takes a few years of very focused and dedicated work to rise up. So on the personal level, we would love to build, and when I say we, I mean my wife and I, we would love to build. Part of our goal, part of our purpose is to build one of the largest organizations that has ever been experienced in network marketing, a worldwide organization that has really impact and influenced millions of individuals so they can have a better life. It doesn't mean that they're going to be top income earners. It doesn't mean that they're going to be rolling around in luxurious cars and living in mansions. What it means is that they will be better people than they were before they joined our organization. What it means is that they're going to learn some of the leadership principles that will help them become better husbands, better fathers, better children, that will become better entrepreneurs. And the result of that will overflow, will cascade into the probability that we're going to create some really amazing network marketers, professional network marketers, 7-figure income earner network marketers. And that is our goal. And that is why we do this over and over and over again. Next month, my son Fabian graduates from high school. He was just accepted into Azusa Pacific University, and we're very, very happy about that. He is ecstatic. He cannot wait to really dive into this profession. Last Friday, him and I, we went shooting with my brother, and on the way there, we were talking about his future. And we talked about creating a plan, creating a goal. So I'm creating a 12-year plan for Fabian. He's 18 years old right now. A 12-year plan that I'm sure that if he follows, now the he following part is going to be his desire, his determination, and his discipline. The he following, that's going to be his intention, that's going to be his integrity, and that's going to be his impact. So if he does his part and he follows this blueprint, by the age of 30, Fabian's life can be one in which he can wake up and literally do whatever he wants on earth, go wherever he do whatever he wants, as long as he wants. And Tommy, for me, that is so incredibly valuable. When I see you and I see Denise building your beautiful home, when I see you traveling, when you travel to events, Tommy, I'm so inspired because I know you're conducting business and I know you're doing presentations, but you are also thoroughly, you're sucking every second out of that day. You're doing things that most people only think about and read about. And that is so valuable to me because I love the fact that through new experiences, we can change our thought process. And if we change our thought process, Dr. Joe Dispenza says, our life will either be defined by a vision of the future or a memory of the past. And Tommy, people like you, you're creating brand new visions of the future that is really changing neighborhoods, changing cities, changing states, changing countries, and changing worlds, Tommy. So that is part of our vision of the next 5, 10, 15 years as a professional network marketer.
And you're going to bring your little boy with you to the ANMP when you speak. And what's so cool, you've got to be amazed. Every day I get to work with Adrian.
Yes.
I mean, it is a gift from God, Louis, that we've got this going on. And you're going to be doing the same thing with your son, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have the privilege of every day waking up to my beautiful wife. I mean, I'm in one office. She's in the other office. We work together. We're working in the same home. I have the privilege of coaching my boys on the football field. My son is the assistant coach. I mean, everything we do as a family. After our big event this Saturday, we have almost 3,000 person big event. On Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we're taking 17 of our top income earners, and you're going there also, Tommy. We're taking them to this amazing ranch in Temecula, California. 3 days of luxury, 3 days of pampering, 3 days of connection, 3 days of leadership, and 3 days of truly changing our thoughts and understanding that life could be limitless when we begin to live life without fear. That is what is holding all of us back. At the end of the day, I mean, all the other things are like these subplots, but if we can only face our fears, if we can only understand how to turn that around, Tommy, the life that God has for us and planned for us is pretty extraordinary.
All right, everybody. This has been the Tom Chenault Show. Angel Fletcher, rock star. You want to meet her? Go to the ANMP. You want to meet Louis Arriaza? Go to the ANMP. You want to meet Laura Harte, who's our guest next week, along with Tiffany Malott, who is doing that incredible new magazine. Go to the ANMP. That's where it's all going to happen. ANMP2019.com. We'll see you all next week on the Tom Chenault Show. Thanks. All right, Louis, turn his camera back on. How are you, baby? You did a great job.
Amazing, Tommy. Amazing. Thank you.
So we're clear of the show. There's still 1 million people watching you on Facebook, Louis. Any end of the day tips how do people get a hold of you? That's one good thing. How do we do that?
They can find me on Facebook Live. On Facebook as Dr. Louis Arriaza. They can find me on Instagram as Dr. Louis Arriaza. Those would be the easiest places. But I mean, I'm open to everybody. I'm open to phone calls. I'm open to people connecting with me. I mean, on whatever social media. Yes, we're going to be at ANMP at the end of the day. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very, very excited to see all these people that I follow on social media. People that I get these nuggets of gold and nuggets of wisdom. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm anticipating that this summer, beginning tomorrow, May 1st, I'm anticipating that this summer and through 2019, it's going to be revolutionary, not just for my organization, but for the company and for the profession as a whole.
Yeah, Garrett McGrath sent me a list of the 87 speakers. And I am telling you something. I looked at that list, and these are people most of them I know, so let's not on each other. They're all good friends of mine. But if I were a new network marketer and I could go to Dallas, Texas and stay for 3 days for a couple $100, I'd be there in a heartbeat. This is the best kept secret in network marketing. And it's all set up for education around integrity and ethics in network marketing. So it's all the right reasons. If you can get there, go there. Louis, thanks a lot. I know you're a busy, busy man. I took an extra half an hour of your time. I owe you. You look great. I love you. I'll see you Friday afternoon. Can't wait.
Love you, babe.
Bye-bye. Love you.